Hello everybody and welcome to the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 2006 Brickyard 400. We are green and underway here at the Brickyard. Jeff Burton and Jimmy Johnson lead us to the green flag. Your top two from that dramatic finish of the Coca-Cola 600, both of course returning to be in the next L5 challenge here at the Brickyard 400. Begin this prestigious race on the schedule, and is the 31 of Jeff Burton with his two RCR teammates of Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick following him through to the lead early in this race. Richard Childress Racing looking strong here in Indianapolis as Jeff Burton leads the field as he tries to get his second win of the season, and Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick nearly made some contact. Luckily they managed to keep it going in the right direction. Of course, this race an XL5 challenge race, the five drivers being Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., and Jeff Green. So Jeff Burton leading the race in the next L5 challenge early here at the Brickyard over his teammates, as well as the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Now on to lap 6. Speaking of the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, your points leader, he goes right to the inside of Jeff Burton, and he will take the lead away. And the 48 to the front, Jimmy Johnson leads the Brickyard 400. No surprise. And now a caution's come out a little bit later because Casey Kane gets too aggressive trying to pass Ryan Newman, turns him up into the outside while Newman on his side. Two wheels on the catch fence. A hard crash takes out your defending champion Ryan Newman, as well as the very fast bubble driver of Casey Kane trying to make the chase. Could not afford a bad race like this so late in the regular season. Yet here he is getting involved in a wreck early. Could be detrimental to his hopes of making the 10-man chase. Just 5 races from now when we begin at Darlington. Now continuing on forwards back to the field. The caution, of course, out for that wreck as Jimmy Johnson leads fellow next L5 challenge driver Jeff Burton. Now to get back underway here on lap 11, Johnson on the front row alongside the rookie of Clint Boyer in that 07 Chevy for RCR, the Jack Daniels Chevrolet. Boyer officially leads a lap at the Brickyard 400 for the first time in his young career, looking to turn around what's been a forgettable season so far with just so much bad luck for poor Clint Boyer. Trying to turn around with a strong run here today at the Brickyard, and he's doing that. Impressing early, but that lead does not last very long. Jimmy Johnson will easily send it right by. And right back to the front goes Jimmy Johnson. A little bit later, the 96 of Tony Raines gets turned into the wall by Dave Blaney. And that will bring out the caution flag here at the Brickyard. For Raines getting turned around, then Kyle Petty nearly gets wrecked by the 42 of Casey Mears. Very fortunate that didn't develop into anything worse here at the Brickyard. But Jimmy Johnson still leading after a wave of cautions and a huge wreck on lap 13. Robbie Gordon, Greg Biffle involved, Casey Kane, Kyle Petty, Boris Said also in at the 9. Once again, this time he's going to be out of the race from this crash, as is the 16 of Greg Biffle and the 1 of Martin Truex Jr. Biffle's another bubble driver, and Truex, of course, one of the next L5 drivers, going to be out of this one as a shocking turn of events. Early in stage 1 of the Brickyard has taken out a lot of good race cars like Newman, Biffle, Kane, Truex. They're all going to be out of this one. And so it'll be very interesting to see how the bubble shapes up with Kane and Biffle crashing out. Both guys entered this race above the cut line. We'll see where they end up as we get back underway on lap 23. Jeff Burton and Mark Martin leading us to the green flag here for RCR now, as Harvick falls into second right behind Jeff Burton. With Truex being out, that leaves just 4 drivers left in the next L5 challenge. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Burton, Jeff Green, and Denny Hamlin. But Jeff Burton leads this race, looking to get his 3rd stage win of the season if he can hold on for the next 25 laps. Now here we go on lap 24. The ensuing lap, his teammate Kevin Harvick in the 29 Reese Chevy gets to the inside, and Kevin Harvick drives his way into the race lead here at the Brickyard, but not for long, as on lap 25, Jeff Burton right back to the inside lane, and Burton goes by Kevin Harvick, and new leader at the Brickyard, Jeff Burton. Once again, then a big crash. Reed Sorensen, Bobby Labonte, and others, as looks like the 00 of Hermie Sadler turns Sorensen down the inside. He comes flying up the track, collecting a bunch of other cars that we just missed. My apologies, making some mistakes on the broadcast end, as has Fox Sports been doing in real life. So we got Kenny Wallace, Bobby Labonte also going to be wrecked out from this. So another big crash takes out more cars here at the Brickyard, starting to really whittle down the field here. RCR still dominating in control of this race. Jeff Burton leads us back to the green here on lap 31. 18 to go in stage 1. You see now out of the race, you have Bobby Labonte, Kenny Wallace, and Reed Sorensen. This is 31 cars in the race. Everybody on the lead lap at this moment. Jeff Burton leads as J.J. Yaley really stacks up the field behind us. But Jeff Burton's been really strong today from pole position here in the Brickyard 400. But now here comes the 17 of Matt Kenseth, who needs this stage win. He needs a good run here today. He comes into this race 56 points below the cut line. Really needs a miracle to get back in the picture, and he's doing just that, leading laps of the Brickyard 400. Kenseth, your new leader. That didn't last too long, though. About 10 or so laps later, Jeff Burton gets back by Kenseth, and now Burton back in the lead with 6 to go in stage 1. Now here we are on the very final lap of the opening stage of racing here at the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Jeff Burton leads his Richard Childress Racing teammate of Kevin Harvick. Jimmie Johnson, since pitting, has climbed his way all the way back up to 5th place. An impressive drive from your points leader, who seems to have either one of, if not the fastest car in the field. And now it is Kevin Harvick to the inside of Jeff Burton. Harvick trying to steal the stage win away from his teammate Harvick here at the last second. Can he pull it off? Can Harvick get the stage win away from Jeff Burton? Every point matters for both of these guys. But it looks like Jeff Burton will hold off Kevin Harvick as they go down through turn 4 for the final time. Their main goal is to both keep themselves in the race, both get good stage points here, make the boss man happy, and it's going to be a 1-2 for RCR. Jeff Burton wins stage 1 of the Brickyard. Kevin Harvick comes home in 2nd. Matt Kenseth, Mark Martin 3rd and 4th. Jimmie Johnson rounds out the top 5. Clint Bowyer 6th. Kyle Busch edges out Tony Stewart for 7th. Carl Edwards 9th, and the final stage point goes to the 2 of Kurt Busch. And now trouble to 31. Jeffrey, your stage 1 winner has crashed under the yellow. Stewart and Edwards running into more problems. Under the caution flag, Kevin Harvick wrecks his teammate Jeff Burton after the stage ends under yellow. A shocking turn of events. Burton gets turned by his own teammate, and all of a sudden it's become an RCR disaster class here in the Brickyard. Now Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards also get collected here with some damage. Not at all what they wanted to have happen. What in the world is going on here at the Brickyard? Hamlin also picks up some damage from Scott Riggs there. So Jeff Burton does pick up the stage win, his 3rd of the season, but at what cost? Getting wrecked by his teammate under caution after the stage ends. Very intriguing there. Now Matt Kenseth restarts alongside Harvick, and Kenseth has a much better restart, and Kenseth easily puts himself right back into the race lead here on lap 53 of 160 in the Allstate Brickyard 400. So it is Kenseth, Harvick, Kyle Busch, Jimmie Johnson, and Clint Bowyer, your top 5 at the moment after that wild ending to stage 1. But now here comes the 48 of Jimmie Johnson, a textbook move to the inside of Matt Kenseth. Goes right on by, and he is all clear, and the 48 of Jimmie Johnson has found his way back to the lead at the Brickyard on lap 55. Going to be hard to get him out of that position. A caution came out, but I could not find why. I think it was just a really random caution. So now it is Kevin Harvick and Jimmie Johnson back on the front row here on lap 65. The 29 of Harvick and the Reese Chevrolet able to clear Jimmie Johnson for now to hold that race lead. So Harvick tries to drive away and continue to have his strong summer stretch of races here this season. Harvick right now 2nd in the points, obviously behind that 48 of Jimmie Johnson. There's a almost insurmountable points lead. He's been so consistent all year long. And that continues here, but now Harvick trying to he's got pressure from the 17 of Matt Kenseth, of course, below the cut line. Needs a good run here today. Kenseth going to be aggressive to get what he needs, and now Matt Kenseth in the 17 drives his way back to the front of the field here in Indianapolis for Jack Roush. Kenseth back out front. He will lead Kevin Harvick and Jimmie Johnson here at the Brickyard. But now the 48 applying pressure on the 17. Caution out on the speedway. Big wreck. Jeff Gordon and Carl Edwards involved. Big chase implications. Gordon and Stremme go crashing into turn 3, and Edwards just tags Jeff Gordon and absolutely obliterates the nose of his race car. Edwards, Gordon, and Stremme are all done for the day, and that's really going to hurt Jeff Gordon, who came in right on the bubble. Is going to lose a lot of points to the cut line here today, crashing out. Carl Edwards also out in 30th, was not by any means safe coming into this race, but was above the cut line pretty significantly, but he'll still be right around that bubble area, as we still have 5 races and a lot can happen, as you all know, in 5 races. But now it's Jimmie Johnson on the outside of Matt Kenseth looking to reclaim the lead here at the Brickyard. That's what he will do. Jimmie Johnson back out front here late in stage 2 of the Brickyard 400 over Matt Kenseth and Kyle Busch. Now cautions come out. There's Kyle Busch is wrecked in a huge pile up on the front straightaway. Clint Bowyer is upside down. Dale Jarrett, Stremme, Nemechek, Sadler, Mears, Dave Blaney, Jeff Green, Sterling Marlin, Mark Martin involved. Denny Hamlin is in it. Almost a whole dang field. Jeff Burton gets collected. A huge crash Wimmer Harvick, the 29 of Kevin Harvick is involved. One of the best cars all day involved in the crash. Matt Kenseth as well, who was running in second. And a huge crash is going to take out almost everybody except the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, who's sitting pretty in the race lead. As we get back underway here, going to be about a little less than 20 to go in stage 2. Kurt Busch leads his first lap of the day, beating Jimmy Johnson for the time being on the restart. But look at the guys out of the race now. Nemechek, Mayfield, Jarrett, Kyle Busch, who was running in third when he crashed. Hill DNF in 25th. Clint Boyer, who is looking like he's finally going to break the curse of bad luck and have a good run. Nope, gets dealt a bad hand once again. Ends up in 24th. Vickers, 23rd. You got Marlin out. Mike Skinner. Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson just took the lead back from Kurt Busch, and the 48 is driving away. And honestly, at this rate, he can just cruise to victory lane because all of his competition has pretty much been wiped out. Also out of the race, we got Elliott Sadler out, Casey Mears, Dave Blaney, Scott Wimmer, Mark Martin, who is top 5 all day. Rex out in 16th. Denny Hamlin and that next L5 challenge driver out in 15th. Harvick 14th, who is so strong. Schrader out in 13th. But Jimmy Johnson leads the way and is going to cruise himself to an easy stage win here. Jimmy Johnson wins stage 2 at the Brickyard, his 7th stage win of the season, which leads all drivers in the series. Tony Stewart, 11 seconds behind, comes through to take second in the stage. Kurt Busch will be third. Here comes Jamie McMurray to finish 1 lap down in 9th to earn 2 stage points here as he's managed to survive all the carnage and chaos of this race. Still going at an extremely slow. Then here comes Jeff Burton coming across in 4th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. crosses in 5th. David Stremme will be a lap down in 10th. Here comes Matt Kenseth across the line in 6th. He'll still earn some solid stage points to help out his cause to get back into the top 10 in points. Now, the 66 of Jeff Green coming across now to be 7th. So Jimmy Johnson wins the stage. He wins stage 2 here at the Brickyard. 7 stage wins on the season after that huge pileup. Seems to be the only real fast car left. And here we are, a white flag in the air. Final lap presented by Credit One Bank in the Brickyard 400. It has been all Jimmy Johnson. He's left just 3 cars on the lead lap. Himself, Tony Stewart, and Kurt Busch as he makes his way to what seems to be his first career Brickyard 400 win. At a crown jewel to the young driver's impressive resume as he's gearing up to really go on a strong run to possibly become a NASCAR Nextel Cup Series champion for the first time. Of course, he's led the points pretty much all season long and is about to get his 4th win of this season. Doubles the most of the second most driver, which is a bunch of guys tied with 2. And through turn 4 of the final time, a dominating performance is going to seal the Brickyard 400 win for Jimmy Johnson, who wins the Brickyard 400 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, leading 102 of 160 laps. Career win number 14, tying him for 43rd on the all-time wins list. Here comes Scott Riggs to finish in 8th position, a couple of laps down, so solid top 10 for him. How about the 18 of J.J. Yaley, involved in multiple wrecks today, but still recovers to get a top 10 finish in P10. Behind him, here comes Tony Stewart to finish in 2nd. We'll have a solid run at his home racetrack. Matt Kenseth will finish 6th, 2 laps down, a much-needed good points day for him. Kurt Busch, last car on the lead lap, 3rd place. Stremme will be 7th. Jeff Burton comes across in 4th, 1 lap down, followed by Dale Jr., a lap down in 5th. And then here comes the 66 of Jeff Green, one of the 3 remaining XL5 Challenge drivers to get a 9th place finish, just his 2nd top 10 of the season. But Jimmy Johnson dominates the Brickyard 400, and he wins it here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What a race, what a wild turn of events with that huge crash and at the end of stage 2 that completely changed everything and just handed the win on a silver platter to Jimmy Johnson. I mean, only 12 cars finished the race. So here we are, and I'll see the updated playoff grid shortly. Now look at the updated chase standings. Just 5 races to go in the regular season, and our first driver has locked themselves into the chase for the Cup. That is obviously Jimmy Johnson. 4 wins on the season, has a massive points lead. He easily secures his spot into the chase for the Cup. Other changes, Jeff Burton jumps Carl Edwards for 7th in points, and Dale Jr. and Denny Hamlin now find their way in to the chase for the moment in 9th and 10th. Hamlin only 10 points above Greg Biffle, who's just below that cut line. Casey Kane drops to 12th, 17 below the cut line. Kenseth closes in, now only 31 points out. Jeff Gordon sits 42 points out in 15th. And that's how your chase grid looks with 5 races to go in the regular season. So, big win for Jimmy Johnson in the Brickyard 400. And as we end this episode, as always, I want to give a special shout out to my channel members. Thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley for your support. I really appreciate it. It means a lot and continues to help me and this channel continue to grow and produce some awesome content. Now pushing our way towards 2,000 subscribers. So, if you guys are watching this video or not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of seconds, and I'd really, really appreciate it. If you want to become a paid channel member, link is down below. And until the next episode, I hope you all have a good one.